What if I told you that the world's richest man, the tech genius behind Amazon, and the face of modern innovation was hiding a truth so personal, so haunting, that it didn't just cost him his marriage, it defined everything he ever built? Over the years, Jeff Bezos has been painted as many things: mastermind, ruthless strategist, daring space pioneer, even one of the most powerful men alive. But behind that shiny exterior lies a story far darker, far more human, and far more complicated than the headlines ever revealed. And it all came crashing into the public eye the moment his 25-year marriage to Mackenzie Scott collapsed. You think you know the story of Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sánchez? Trust me, you've only scratched the surface. Because the real reason Mackenzie walked away has almost nothing to do with an affair. And once you hear it, you'll never look at Bezos the same way again. In January of 2019, the world was jolted awake by the news: Jeff Bezos and Mackenzie Scott were divorcing after more than 2 decades together. It was the kind of announcement that instantly dominated headlines. People everywhere asked, why now? What happened? The story felt bigger than just another celebrity split. This was the breakup of the richest couple in the world. But the real shock didn't come from the divorce itself. Just days later, the National Enquirer unleashed a bombshell: leaked texts, secret meetings, and private photos tying Bezos to TV personality Lauren Sánchez. Overnight, Jeff's personal life bulldozed through political scandals and celebrity drama, becoming the biggest story in the world. For weeks, the leaks kept coming, each more explosive than the last. The public ate it up like a soap opera, the perfect billionaire leaving his wife for another woman. Everyone had an opinion, everyone had a theory, and the same question kept echoing: what more could Jeff Bezos possibly want? From the outside, Jeff seemed to have it all: a billion-dollar empire, a wife who had stood by him from day one, and the family they raised together. But as we all know, appearances can lie. What no one realized back then was that the tabloid scandal was just surface-level noise. Beneath the mess of leaked texts and paparazzi photos, the truth was far more complicated. Because according to Jeff himself, Mackenzie wasn't blindsided by Lauren Sánchez at all. In fact, she knew about her long before the rest of the world ever got wind of it. And in a twist few could have imagined, Mackenzie may have even given Jeff the permission to walk away. He once called it her final gift to him, and here's where things get even stranger. Long before the divorce went public, Lauren Sánchez actually crossed paths with Mackenzie in person. It didn't happen at some Hollywood party or red carpet event. It happened in Lauren's office. When Mackenzie walked in, Lauren braced herself for a showdown, for the fury of a wife confronting her husband's mistress. But instead of a screaming match, Mackenzie delivered something entirely different. Calm, composed, almost unsettling in her poise, she gave Lauren a warning laced with hard-won wisdom. No insults, no rage, just a woman who had lived the highs and lows of loving Jeff Bezos and knew exactly what the cost could be. That meeting was less about rivalry and more about passing the torch. To the public, it was easy to frame everything as a messy love triangle. But Mackenzie's quiet grace told another story. She didn't cling, she didn't fight, and she didn't go on some revenge crusade. She signed the papers, took her settlement, and walked away with dignity. Because the truth was, Lauren Sánchez wasn't the reason their marriage had unraveled. The cracks had been forming for years, driven by something far deeper than money, fame, or even betrayal. And it all came down to one buried truth from Jeff's past, something he carried like a shadow, shaping not just his empire but his marriage itself. The revelation started with something unexpected: an old journal. One of Jeff's leather-bound notebooks from Amazon's garage days, back when he and Mackenzie were running on fumes, surviving on takeout, and dreaming of something bigger. While packing in their Seattle home, Mackenzie stumbled across it. She expected business notes or strategy sketches. But inside, she found something far more personal: a letter. Tucked between the pages, written in deliberate handwriting, addressed to one man, Jeff's father, the man who had walked out on him. The letter was raw, furious, and painfully vulnerable. It wasn't about Amazon or success, it was about abandonment, silence, and the ache of a son who had been left behind. In that moment, Mackenzie realized the truth. Amazon, Blue Origin, the endless drive for more, none of it was just about innovation or vision. It was all about proving something. Every skyscraper of achievement was built as a monument to the father who left him, a desperate attempt to make that man regret ever walking away. Mackenzie saw it, and it terrified her. If everything Jeff built was fueled not by love or passion, but by spite, what did that mean for their life, their children, their marriage? She told Jeff what she saw. And while he brushed it off, deep down, he knew she was right. Years later, when he finally bared this truth to Lauren Sánchez, it wasn't about scandal, it was about the boy he used to be. The boy waiting at the window for a father who never came. And Mackenzie? She didn't leave him because of Lauren. She left because she feared that shadow would consume him, and their children too. She saw the risk of Jeff becoming the very man he once despised. Her divorce wasn't just an exit. It was a break in the cycle, a refusal to let history repeat itself. After opening up to Lauren, Jeff made choices no one expected. He stepped down as Amazon's CEO, signaling he was ready for a clean slate. For once, it wasn't about chasing bigger profits or proving someone wrong, it was about finally letting go of the ghost that had fueled him all along. Meanwhile, Mackenzie Scott began her own transformation. Practically overnight, she became one of the wealthiest women in the world. But instead of leaning into the billionaire lifestyle, yachts, mansions, endless spotlight, she stunned everyone by quietly giving her fortune away. Billions poured into charities, food banks, women's shelters, schools, and climate projects. She gave away more in a few years than some of the richest people give in their lifetimes. And she did it with almost no fanfare, refusing the spotlight entirely. Jeff and Mackenzie's post-divorce paths couldn't have been more different. Jeff leaned into reinvention, space exploration, public reinvention, a new relationship. Mackenzie leaned into humility and service, rewriting what it means to be a billionaire. Their split didn't just end a marriage, it created two completely new legacies. And that's what makes their story so unforgettable, because long before the scandal, the money, or the fame, Jeff and Mackenzie were just two dreamers in New York. In 1992, she was Mackenzie Tuttle, a research associate at D.E. Shaw, crossing paths with a razor-sharp senior vice president named Jeff Bezos. Their connection was instant. By 1993, they were married, united by ambition, curiosity, and a shared belief in something bigger. She was a novelist shaped by the wisdom of Toni Morrison. He was an engineer obsessed with building the future. Together, they built Amazon from scratch, brick by brick. Their story wasn't just a romance, it was a partnership that reshaped the world, and yet, even the strongest partnerships can break under the weight of unhealed wounds. Jeff's unspoken battle with his past eventually collided with the life they built together. For Mackenzie, walking away wasn't just about leaving her husband. It was about protecting her children and herself from a cycle of pain that had gone on long enough. So now that the truth is out, what do you think? Was the end of Jeff and Mackenzie's marriage really about Lauren Sánchez, or was it about something much deeper? The boy Jeff Bezos used to be, still chasing the approval of a father who never looked back. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more untold stories from the world of fame and power, make sure to subscribe to Fame Spills, where the secrets come to light.